Do you have questions about idea pins? Because we have got to talk about it. There are so many myths and common mistakes and misconceptions being circulated about idea pins. They're all over Facebook groups, and I'm even seeing quite a lot of them pop up in the comment sections of my video. So thanks to everyone who, voted that I should make my next video on idea pins. So be sure to subscribe and engage in the community tab so that maybe my next video is the one that you've voted for. And of course, I love being your Pinterest coach. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you love Pinterest tips. So we've got to talk about idea pins because I've been seeing a lot of phrases repeated when it comes to them. These are things that people are saying, whether you're just a new content creator, maybe you're frustrated that your account isn't growing. So I'm going to do a bit of myth busting so that you can actually start making progress on Pinterest, whether that is with idea pins or it isn't. By the end of the video, you're going to have a way clearer direction on how idea pins should fit into your overall Pinterest strategy. So let's get myth busting. So idea pin myth number one, that idea pins will save your account. That idea pins are the magic cure for why your monthly impressions are going down, why no one is clicking on your pins, why your account isn't growing. And yes, not creating idea pins could be holding you back. And sure, yes, creating idea pins could increase engagement on your account, could improve things. But just creating any old idea pin isn't going to do that. You've got to put some effort into it. You've got to make sure that your idea pin is actually what your audience wants, that it's attractive, that you're telling a story, that it is something that someone is going to want to click on, go to your profile and take action. So here's the thing, when idea pins first came out, they were almost this amazing pin where anything you posted, it would take off. It would get thousands of views. But what's happened is that idea pins are now accessible and available to more content creators, and more content creators are creating them. Therefore, they're not this easy slam dunk win anymore. Now you actually need to put some effort into it. And I get it. Some of you who have created new accounts, you reached out to possibly Pinterest support and you got an email that looks something like this. And in it, the wording is a little unclear. And I get it. From reading this email, you could think, oh, I only need to create idea pins. But here's the thing. You need to consistently, if you read the rest of this email, to create content that for Pinterest, that's not just an idea pin. You have to create standard pins. Why? Standard pins are what gets you the click, because we don't just want Pinterest views. We want traffic to your website. And you should also still create video pins. Just because at the Creator Festival, Pinterest was only talking about idea pins doesn't mean that these other types of pins don't matter. And here's the proof for you. In this image, you can see the types of pins that are now ranking as my top pins. Half of them are video pins, and the other half are standard pins. So you need to create a variety of pins. So if you're going to create idea pins, great, but don't leave out standard image pins, and don't sleep on video pins either, because I've noticed they've got a really sweet way of getting to the top of Pinterest search results, especially if nobody else is creating pins on that topic. Okay, myth number two, Pinterest only wants you to create idea pins. This is a bit of an extension of our first myth, and I get it. The Creator Festival, the only thing that they really talked about was idea pins. And I can see how that can be confusing, and that can seem like a signal that, okay, Pinterest doesn't want me to create any other types of pins. I can't speak for Pinterest. I'm simply interpreting what they say and what actually works. And in that same email that I shared with you, they do mention that you should still focus on things like Pinterest SEO by writing pin titles, by writing pin descriptions. So yes, Pinterest and in a whole is working towards building, in their own words, this ecosystem where pinners are spending more time on their platform and less time clicking away. So yes, they do want idea pins because they want people to hang around, to not just click off to someone else's website and leave. But if you think about what pinners actually want, since its inception, Pinterest has been a place for inspiration. And those users are, guess what, used to clicking off and going to people's websites, used to saving ideas. And that's not just idea pins. There's standard pins and video pins as well. It's a place for inspiration. So yes, Pinterest does want you to create idea pins, but the platform has not been built on idea pins. The platform is built on standard pins. So you need to remember that and have a balanced strategy. You'll notice with all of these myths, there's no absolutes. It's lots of it could, it should, it can, but there's no absolute answer. So here's another big one. And I get it, your feed was probably filled with these types of idea pins, that you can just upload TikTok videos and reels, that you can just repurpose your short form video content that you created for other platforms and just drop it on Pinterest, no problem. Here's the thing, it is kind of a big problem. You cannot just upload as is your reels and your TikTok videos. One, the music that you're using within those platforms is only licensed for the platform you're using it on. So you should not be uploading any of those TikToks or reels that use music onto Pinterest as is. You definitely want to make sure you're removing the branding. And yes, there are people who are succeeding, like Marina of Yes to Tech does post her videos that she's creating for Instagram and TikTok, but in a way where it's not simply just re-uploaded with the branding. So you have to make sure of that. And yes, some people are succeeding with these TikTok style videos. Yes, some people are dancing, showing their face, doing all of these things. But if that's not you, you don't have to create content like that. You can succeed on Pinterest with idea pins that are simply photos that maybe are video, possibly with your voice. Be sure to also add subtitles or captions over your images and videos so people don't have to hear what you're saying to get the gist of your idea pin. But there is no absolute success that, oh, I'm just gonna throw up a TikTok video. And since recently, Pinterest has removed Instagram from the list of sites that you can claim, this is a signal that they don't just want to be a place where you're just dumping your content that you created elsewhere on their platform. So be mindful of that. If you are going to create idea pins in the style of TikToks and Reels, be sure to do that within the Pinterest app natively, meaning use the footage, like upload the footage into the Pinterest app and then upload it that way. Add some captions, add some stickers, whatever, tag your products, do what you have to, but do that natively in Pinterest. Don't just re-upload the video. Okay, and myth number 4, this is a huge one, that idea pins get you lots of followers. Okay, I might be guilty of also sharing this. Idea pins can get you followers. There's no guarantee by just creating any old idea pin that you're all of a sudden going to get all of these followers. Because like I've told you, competition is getting fierce. Just any old idea pin doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get lots of followers. You need to make sure that you are using the formula that Pinterest has outlined to us for what a successful idea pin looks like. Let's recap that. Also, check out this video where we go deep into idea pins. So number 1, you want to make sure that that first slide is a video. You also want to make sure that you're telling a story, that you're sharing something, that it isn't just a random image or a random video that makes no sense. You want to add value. So what is your value? What is the story? What is the idea that you're sharing? And of course, you want to ensure that you also have a call to action. What do you want them to do? Do you want them to go to your profile and follow you? what do you want them to do? So be clear. And if you need help with creating idea pins, I encourage you to check out my course, the Idea Pin Starter Kit. The link down below is going to give you a really great offer on it. So check that out if you need help with idea pins. And remember, not every single idea pin you create is going to get you a lot of followers. So at the end of an idea pin, yes, they can click to your profile, and yes, they can click to follow you. That could happen. Like if we take a look at the stats of this idea pin from Kayla of Writing from Nowhere that she graciously shared, you can see that she did get profile visits and clicks to follow, but not every single idea pin is going to be that way. For example, I'm at almost 69,000 followers, and I did that without idea pins. Creating standard pins and video pins can also gain you new followers. So myth number 5 about idea pins is that they don't have links, so you shouldn't create them. Like no one can click on it, so why should I bother? Or, can you add links as yet? Come on, y'all. Idea pins are not about getting clicks to your website. If we remember, Pinterest is all about building that on-platform ecosystem. So the purpose of idea pins is engagement on the platform. It's to engage pinners with your content. And here's the thing, those who have been successful with idea pins have also seen an increase in engagement and interaction. And yes, even those outbound clicks on their other pins as well. This is why if you do create an idea pin, you want to also make sure you're still creating standard pins and video pins. Don't just exclusively create idea pins. You're not allowing for that increased engagement on your profile via idea pins to trickle down to your standard pins and your video pins as well. So idea pins are not about outbound clicks to your website. It's very clear on how Pinterest has designed this new feature. So please do not just drop that link in the details section of your idea pin. That's not what it's for. Details are to contextualize what your idea pin is about, share ingredients, share steps that people need to take, all of which you're going to use SEO to optimize. Okay, myth number 6, and this is a huge one, that idea pins tank your account. That by you creating idea pins, you're somehow changing how the algorithm works, and that your standard pins will no longer be shown to anyone, that your clicks will disappear, and that your stats are going to fall off a cliff like this account, for example. That's all because of idea pins. Okay. I'm not here to speak against anyone's experience because maybe that is your experience and to you that is true. But across several accounts, I have found that this is not true, in fact, that idea pins do not tank your account. What I have seen to be true, however, is that when you initially start creating idea pins, you get a boost on your account. And this is especially important if you are a new account and you don't have a lot of followers and you don't have a lot of monthly views. So that's why you want to experiment with creating idea pins, because they can, in a sense, wake up your account, get more eyeballs on your content if you are creating idea pins that are engaging, that are following the best practices that I mentioned. But here's the thing that I've also noticed, that if you stop creating idea pins, then your stats fall back to where they were before you started creating idea pins. So I have not found that having idea pins on your account simply tank your account. And I've spoken with some other Pinterest managers, and I'm not going to bring you guys screenshots because I don't want to call this account out, but they mentioned that they had an account that was struggling to gain views, and it was idea pins that brought some traffic to it. This account had an idea pin that had around 20,000 views, but when they switched to this, I need to delete my idea pins, it'll fix my account model, to another manager, they simply lost all of those views. So now their account is technically doing worse. And the only way for you to know is to look at your idea pin stats. Are your idea pins actually bringing you more traffic? And when you create more, does it boost it? You have to experiment for yourself. These strategies that I teach and that many others teach are general. How often to pin, what types of pins to create, how to write pin titles, descriptions, all of it. We share the best practices, but you have to do the work and figure out, does this work for my account? So do idea pins work for your account? Do your stats go up or do they go down? Do they go up when you consistently post? Do they fall back when you stop? I have found that to be true across several accounts, okay? So don't just say idea pins tank your account. You've got to look at the analytics and you have to pay attention to the actions you're taking and the results that those are creating, okay? And the final myth about idea pins is, idea pins don't work. I tried them and nothing happened. Okay, so this is one when I reached out to my Pinterest manager friends that they said they hear a lot. They hear people complaining that idea pins don't work. But then when they actually take a look at these accounts, they're seeing idea pins that just don't cut it. Idea pins that make no sense. Idea pins that are hard to read. They're blurry. They don't tell a story. They don't share an idea. They don't add value. So before you write off idea pins and say they don't work, you need to take a serious look at the idea pins that you're creating and find ways to improve. And if you're sure you're creating the best idea pins that Pinterest has ever seen, and then they don't work, then maybe this myth isn't a myth. But until you can look yourself in the eye and say that you've been doing everything to the best of your ability, you can't just write off idea pins. So there you have it. Those are 7 of the top myths and misconceptions about idea pins. I want you to comment down below, letting me know if you believed any of these or if there are any that I forgot or left out of this video and didn't think of. I would love to engage and talk with you about this. So what does this all mean, right? It simply means that idea pins are a way to grow your Pinterest account. They're the new, the shiniest way. And yes, they are the way that Pinterest is promoting the most. You can and you could grow your Pinterest account with idea pins. Sure, it could bring you more engagement, more followers. It could be the thing that sets you apart. You could even create those TikTok style videos for Pinterest. But you could also be doing this, but you're not doing it in a way that is going to grow your account. It all depends. Just like any pins that you create, you have to constantly try to design better pins, just like you try to create better content, better products, take better product photos. So if you just try a few, you can't say or write them off that they don't work. Some idea pins are going to take off, just like this example, but most of them probably won't. But unless you constantly try creating them and improving and making better idea pins, just like your standard pins and your video pins, you'll never know. And you cannot exclusively create idea pins. You have to build a balanced strategy. If idea pins are something you want to do, then you have to also balance it with the standard pins. And I encourage you to test video pins as well. See what works for your account. Because remember, at the end of the day, it is solid SEO, a solid pinning strategy, not just one of just trying a couple of things that are going to help you to grow your account. And if you need help with idea pins, be sure to click down below and check out the Idea Pin Starter Kit. It's a course that I created all about idea pins. There are templates, workbooks I share with you, and lots of examples. 10 styles of idea pins that you can create today. When you click the link, you're gonna have a special offer where you can save on my course, and also check out the idea pin templates I recommend down below. So remember, idea pins can and could be the magic thing that saves and wakes up your account, but it isn't as simple as a lot of the myths and misconceptions that are being circulated online. So thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you found it helpful, and be sure to subscribe to my channel because I love being your Pinterest coach. And stick around. You're going to find this video helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.